Good morning. Happy One Yard Wednesday. I'm Colleen from GE Designs, and the producer today, can you take a guess who it might be? It is Mr. GP. There he is. Hey, GP.
Hello, everybody.
Happy to have you in the producer chair.
Thank you, thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
good to be back.
Always good to see you. So, KP is on the road with his dad for a special project today, and I hope that they have a lot of fun with where they're headed. So we miss you, KP. So good morning, good morning. As you know, One Yard Wednesday is our weekly show where we show you fun and creative ideas to use with fabulous fabrics at fantastic prices, and the price is $7.99 a yard. So that is a fantastic price. For quilt shop quality cotton, these fabrics today come from Riley Blake, which is a name you'll all recognize. And it's a large collection and a fun, springy, summery collection. I just love it, and I think you will too. Just a note about the fabrics, they will go live on our website when the show is over. So sit back and relax, and you can shop when the show is over. We love it when you share, so share this with people who you know, and if pages where you can. Even if people can't, even if we sell out, which we will at some point, of course, we always have some creative ideas and a little bit of fun. So the show, I hope you find enjoyable. So give us a thumbs up and a heart, and we sure appreciate that. So before we get started at looking at fabric, we always like to look at the quilts on our set. And behind me is, and I'm going to see, I was moving the wrong direction, is Saga. And I love Saga. It is so fun to make and really a fun project. And I picked Saga today because we have a Saga class coming up. And we will remind you of that date before we close. If you need to sign off, you can, of course, go to gequiltdesigns.com and see the class for Saga, which will be here in our awesome classroom. Come on in, and beginners, welcome. So we'll start from scratch. If you haven't used a ruler before, if you haven't done any cutting before, we will start from the very beginning with Saga. Behind GP, we have Nova. It is really cool. Why'd you pick Nova, GP?
I just really like the colors of this one.
Yeah, I do too. I love the colors in that one. And you can't see that it has a really beautiful big floral border, but it is, I'm sure there's a picture of that out on there it is. That's very pretty. And it complements the fabrics we're going to show today. So good choice, good choice. Well, we always start with a question. And last week we talked about Earth Day, and today we're going to talk about Earth Day a little bit, just kind of a quick and fun idea for ways you can reuse items in your sewing and quilting room. So what are some things you can do to reuse, recycle in your sewing and quilting room? We'll share one fun and creative idea that we actually use here at GE. So let's get started looking at these awesome fabrics. They are from Riley Blake, and the line is called Gingham Cottage. Here we go. First up, we have Gingham Cottage Scatter Floral in Teal. And it is so pretty. I love the teal background. I love the little dots, which look like they are kind of blackish on the screen. But if you look closely, you can see that they're actually that coral color, that's the same as the flowers. So scatter, floral, teal, really pretty, and a nice scale of floral. Love this one. And so we're going to use this one as our background for the rest of the collection. Next up is Medallion Yellow. How pretty is this? A real pretty buttery yellow, not too bright, more of a gold yellow. And if you love yellows, you will love the yellows in this collection because they're soft and easy blenders. Really fun. And then we have a number of this print, I guess I should say, which is confetti. This is confetti teal, and again, the colors are not quite true. This is the same coral, this one is the same coral as the dots over here and the flowers over here. So it looks like it's got a little bit of a dark confetti in there, but not so, really a pretty reddish rose red, and then that coral. Next up is confetti green. And I love this confetti, all this tossed confetti. Reed is such a fun blender. They're great for little blocks. They're great backgrounds, all kinds of great applications. And I use them in a project, of course. I'll show you that too. And again, confetti. This is confetti coral. And how pretty is this one? Now this shows up the reds and the coral confetti better than do the, and the color of the confetti in this changed a little bit when we brought in the coral, which cameras will do, right? And colors change as you put another color beside it, so you can see how they work together. And also confetti sea glass. So this is a little bit bluer green than the green, but not as much blue as the teal. So again, another fun green added to the collection. And confetti yellow, very pretty, deeper gold yellow. I love this. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 confettis. So much fun. I'm going to need to pull these a little closer. We have 11 fabrics today. There we go. Then we'll switch from confetti to plus. This is plus red, and it's a real pretty bright red, and has the green and the teal and the coral in here. So again, as you would imagine in the collection, they all play together. And confetti, plus green. Plus green, and the same plus as the red, and then that same show of colors that we've been looking at. And one more floral. This is floral rouge, so pretty, kind of a burnt orange, and I really love it. And the color is pretty true here. You can see the little dots in here are the red from this plus red. Cool. And finally, one more yellow to round this out. This is a quilty yellow. Quilty yellow. Same yellow as the confetti. And this one reads lighter, although I think the background is the same. There's so much white in the print that it reads a little bit lighter. So that is the collection for today from Gingham Cottage. I love it. What do you think?
It's very pretty.
Isn't it pretty?
It's festive.
Yeah. So we wondered why there's not a gingham in here, and we're not quite sure because it's called Gingham, but we love the collection anyway. And like I said, you can't go wrong with Riley Blake. The fabrics are really fabulous, so you'll grab those in just a minute. So before we go on to look at other things, I've got a notion. My notion today is Lori Hold of Bee in My Bonnet. This is the elastic wrist pin cushion. So I'm wearing mine, and it has an elastic, so I can put that on my wrist, and it's really handy. Now, this pin cushion is, it comes all assembled as you see it with the button in the center, this fun green plaid calico, really cute, and then of course the elastic so you can hold it on your hand. At GE, we took that a step further and we made some little toolkits, and I'll show you some more of these in just a minute. And we put for use in the classroom for the Sewing for a Cause folks. So we put the elastic on the bottom, and then we can just twist this onto this jar, and they are great for people who are coming to work in the classroom. So what a fun little toolkit that is. So that's my notion. So I love notions, and I love shopping for notions, and we have some other fun things coming up that arrived yesterday. I can't wait to show you. Just a reminder, too, that we talked about Saga, class, the quilt behind me, that class will be May 2nd here in our classroom. So let's talk about my question. My question is, what are some ways that you can reuse and recycle in your sewing room? So one idea we have is based on the need for us to have these little sewing kits. So this little jar, it's a little, I don't know, plastic of some kind, and we actually get product in that jar, and when I hold it up, you'll know what it is. It's the heat-resistant thimbles. Now, we sell thimbles in a group of 3, so a trio of them from small, medium, and large size, all in one. But they come to us in 48 pieces, 15 sets. So we go through these jars, and I thought, I need to find a good use for those jars. So June collected them for me, and then we took off the label. Thank you for the Gypsy Quilter for that fun product. Put on a GE sticker, and we put some scissors and a seam ripper, and of course some GEZ clips in the small size and the large size, and then our favorite pins. These are the Wonder pins. What are these called? Well, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but it'll come to me. So anyway, let's look at some other ways that we could achieve this using a recycled container. I'm going to lay this one down here, GP. So I went in my collection of containers at home, which frankly, I love using jars and vintage containers for this kind of work. So I grabbed myself some jam jars. Now I love this. This is the Bonnie Mama. I think this is French. I'm not sure it's made in France, but it's a French name, jam. And we love this jam, and I love this jar because I love the size of it, first of all. And I love the lid that has that gingham red and white check. So I pulled that because I think it makes a really cute, what do I kind of call it, toolkit. Then I grabbed another jar from my stash. Now this jar I got as a gift, and it had hot chocolate mix in it. But of course I had to save it because it's just cute and it had a lid. And at home we use these kinds of things for leftovers and whatever all the time. So I thought, hey, that would be a great little toolkit. So again, I had the same tools in here, my little scissor, my seam ripper, some clips, large and small, and then my favorite Wonder pins. And in my old jar collection, I have an old ball jar. You probably have some old canning jars sitting around. And this one is so cute and really goes nicely with the Laura Holt vintage plaid in her pin cushion. And all of these worked great using the technique that I showed you for that elastic pin cushion. Finally, this is an old sugar shaker. And, you know, you can get these in your tag sales or your thrift stores for $1 or 50 cents. I use these for all kinds of things as well. And usually it's hard candy because they're cute. So anyway, again, I made a little sewing kit, and there they are. So if you come in to sew for Sewing for a Cause, we'll give you this one, and then we'll, of course, have some other ideas for how you can use these. So fun and creative ideas. These would make great gifts for someone who's just starting out. And you, of course, could put the pins inside the jar until they open it and have a chance to use them. I love this little sewing kit idea. So that's my question for today. I have another one, actually. Let me move these. And I'll grab another idea. So we, at GE, if you've seen us at a show, you would see that we have signs that look like this behind all of our bundles. And it's a really beautiful way for us to show customers what the bundles are that are in the basket. Well, we've sold out of the Mediterranean bundles, and this is a foam core, so I recycle these. I attach some the Quilt As You Go batting or some low loft batting, quilting batting, I usually do a spray adhesive. I take it outside and do a spray adhesive and make myself a little block holder. So when I'm laying out my block, and this happens to be the stripologized block 1, I can pull this one out and lay that out, and then I can take this over to the sewing machine and sew my rows together as I go, and it holds everything in place. These are great for littler projects. Another tip I have for the stripologized block of the month is to take your fabric, and I glued a little piece of fabric alongside each unit. So the flying geese, as you can see, use the medallion and the confetti green. And the quarter square triangle use coral and teal confetti and so on. And I did that for block 1 and block 2 and block 3 and block 4. And if these don't look familiar, they are under their GEQuiltDesigns.com under charts, bonus charts and templates, and they're free. And by the end of the year, there'll be 12 of them. So here's block 1. And if you're wondering, well, what would I do with block 1? I made a little mug rug. So I wanted to try making the smallest one. So this is the block that is finished 6 inches. You grab your stripology rulers, grab the book, master your stripology rulers, and it shows you everything you need to know to make this fun little block, and then make it into a mug rug. And I really love this, and I love using these blocks. So there you go. This is foam core, of course. So what do you think?
It's such a good idea. I like all the jars.
Reuse and recycle. Reuse and recycle. So those are my reuse ideas. And I have quite a collection of glass jars. I can hardly say no to one when I see one. All righty, shall we look at our fabrics one more time?
Let's do it.
All right. So this, as we said, this is the Gingham Cottage collection from Riley Blake, and so pretty, so springy, and I really love them all. We'll start where we ended with the quilty yellow. I love that, and I love the name of it, quilty yellow, for all my quilty friends. And then this is rouge, scatter floral rouge, that kind of a burnt orange background, plus green, so the bigger pluses and the littler pluses, so cute, and then plus red, gives us that real warm color in the center here. And then the confettis, I think they're so fun. Confetti yellow, first up, confetti sea glass, love that one. Confetti coral, very pretty. Confetti green, it's pretty true green, I like that one too. And then in the confetti, wrapping that up, is confetti teal. And then the third yellow in the collection is medallion yellow, and that really is very, very pretty. And this would make a spectacular border because how linear it is. I love that. And then finally, scatter floral teal. So what a great collection. In our quilts that we showed you are Nova behind Mr. GP over there, which we love. And don't hesitate to try these patterns. It looks intimidating, but the stripology rulers will demystify these and make them really fun to do. We're doing a Helena class coming up, which looks an awful lot like Nova, and come on and take that class, along with taking the class Saga, and that's May 2nd. And if you want to take the class, you could make Saga, or you could make Little Saga. We would be happy for you to make either one of them. The technique is the same, and once you learn Saga, you can do Little and vice versa. In fact, I brought a couple of littles to show you. I love this one because I love the size of it. This is just a great dresser topper or table topper or a little runner for a small table. I love that one. And then the longer one, very pretty. I forget the name of this. Is this Rancho Relaxo? Isn't that fun? Love that. Love, love. And of course, this pumpkin one I love too. So grab Lil Saga. Also today we showed you our favorite notion of the day, the wrist pin cushion, and it has that awesome elastic for wearing it or for putting on the top of your jar to make yourself a little sewing kit. Frankly, I tried to glue or sew a pin cushion onto one of these lids, and I didn't like the effect. So actually did a little research on these little sewing kits. And then don't forget the Stripologized block of the month. Gudrun just released block 4, and they are, so blocks 1 through 4, and they are free at GEQuiltDesigns.com. And think about my tip of adding a little bit of your fabric here to remind yourself which colors go where. And then reuse and recycle. Maybe you've got some foam core at home, maybe left over from your kids' science project. When they're done, cut it up and make yourself some boards for your blocks. And there is my mug rug. Now, I won't post a pattern for this. I simply made this the 6-inch block. I added 2-inch strips out here. I did a quilt as you go and bound that using our quilt as you go batting. And I'll do that for other blocks. I think that turned out really cute. That's our show for today. Oh my gosh, so much cuteness. So much cuteness. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart. We love that. Share, share, share. And what we'd love you to do is grab your Stripology ruler, grab some fun fabrics, grab some of these Gingham Cottages, and make yourself something wonderful today. We'll see you next Wednesday. I'm Colleen, and that's Mr. GP over there. Have a great day.